A member of the Holy Cross women's rowing team was killed in a van crash in Florida. The school confirms that Grace Rhett died in a collision involving the team van in Vero Beach this morning. She was a sophomore from Uxbridge and an accomplished student athlete. The team was riding in two vans headed to practice this morning when one van collided with a pickup truck. 12 other people were hurt. We understand some of the students are in surgery still this afternoon. The driver of the pickup truck was also among those taken to the hospital. His condition is not yet known. Vero Beach police spoke a short time ago about the tragedy.
So we had the deceased that was transported, and then we had 4 members from the team also transported to Indian River Cleveland Clinic, and they were already released. We had a couple of our unmarked detective units go up to the hospital, pick the girls up when they were released, and took them back to where they're staying.
Now, Chief, no officer wants to respond to a tragic accident. Speak about the trauma and the emotions that are going through those who are responding to this as first responders.
Yeah, and we've already talked about that, and you know, things have to be and need to be and should be in place to deal with our own as well, and we're certainly going to do that and make sure our officers are covered in that regard, their wellness, if you will. We had a number of officers that were there. I can tell you, for one, Lieutenant Matt Harrison was one of the first on scene, and saw everyone in the van, the predicament, the situation, and pulled 3 girls from outside from the van outside, and those 3 are down at Longwood with serious injuries. But Matt went into the van, did his best. The van is not and was not in good condition, and he pulled those women out of the van to do what he could to help them and save them. So we see things like that. And the officers that are on scene that has to see a deceased on scene, things like that. So yes, without question, it's important. It's my job to make sure that we're okay, the best of our ability.
And what's your reaction when you hear that it's fatal, involving someone as young as a 20-year-old who just celebrated her birthday yesterday?
Well, we talked about that too. I have an 18, a 21, and a 24-year-old. My one daughter just graduated University of Florida, 21 years of age. So it hits home. You know, anytime we deal with things like that, you know, we have newer officers, younger officers that have, you know, younger children, and when we deal with things, when younger children are victims, you know, it's home. So absolutely, we're a family here, and we're people, and it's real, and it's terrible, and it's a tragic event, and it's unfortunate, but it's real.
In the second van traveling behind the first van, have you spoken to the students and the coaches in that van? How are they doing?
Yeah, I haven't specifically, but the second van, they're doing, aside from the situation and being the second van and watching that first van collide and seeing the injuries and knowing one of their teammates has passed, obviously they're not doing well, but physically they're doing much better.
Chief, can you walk me through exactly which direction the red truck was going and the van was going in relation to that bridge?
Again, northbound was the red Dodge Ram pickup truck, northbound on Indian River Boulevard. So if you're at Indian River Boulevard and Royal Palm Boulevard, you're heading north as if you were going toward the Barber Bridge. You would keep north to, say, go to the hospital. And then the van was southbound from 37th Street or the area of Indian River Cleveland Clinic, southbound, and went to turn onto the Barber Bridge.
Any charges at this point, or who was involved, or?
No charges currently. Again, very preliminary. Willing to share what we do have preliminarily with you, but again, if we have further witnesses, something's uncovered, we have a really good team on site and at the hospitals to reconstruct and examine the scene and talk to witnesses. Certainly we use social media. If anyone was there and saw anything, please call the police department, 978-4600. Certainly can talk to our public information officer, Officer Rivers here to my left. But anyone that was there that we may not have talked to, sure would like to hear from.
And so the van, it turned into the path of that red truck?
Preliminary, correct.
Preliminary.
Yes.
And those 3 girls, they were pulled from the van?
Yes, all the passengers were pulled from the van.
Was alcohol or anything considered a factor?
No.
In this?
not to our knowledge.
So those girls, were they like trapped inside?
I believe they were initially based on the impact and again the number that were inside and some of the damage to the interior.
We noticed a lot of damage to one of the front tires of the red pickup. Was there possible something wrong with the tire or something wrong with the red vehicle?
You know, I was on scene and I saw probably what you saw, but that's too preliminary. We examined the vehicle. We have them examined by professionals at one of our local garages. So, you know, again, the physical scene, the examination of the vehicles, all that has to be done.
Have you been in touch with, obviously, the family of girls? Are they on their way here to pick them up or making arrangements? Or?
You know, I've talked to some. There's some family that, as you can imagine, will probably be on their way south here, especially ones that may have children or that are being admitted. As far as the team and what they're going to do moving forward, that I don't know. But as far as family members, I'm sure some are moving this way.
In a statement, Holy Cross writes, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers are with Grace's family, friends, and teammates at this time. Please keep in mind that a number of campus resources are available to all members of the community." We'll continue to follow this story. Stay with us here on CBS in Boston.